Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and you're watching the detailed review of the latest Windows phone from Nokia, the Nokia Lumia 630. So at the build conference, Microsoft announced Windows Phone 8.1, and Nokia announced its latest mid-range Windows phone running the latest version of Phone 8.1, the Nokia Lumia 630. So this is also the first phone from Nokia and Windows Phone which has the dual SIM capabilities. So since India is a market where there is huge demand for dual SIM phones, Nokia released this phone in India last week, and now it's available for purchase. So today we will take a detailed look into this device for its design, build, performance, camera, the new software, gaming, and also the battery life. So Nokia Lumia 630 is the first low-end Windows phone again to run on a quad-core Snapdragon 400 processor. Previously we have the quad-core chipset only on the high-end Lumia phones. Now coming on to the design and build quality, so you can see here Nokia has once again brought in the colorful polycarbonate back panels which we found on the Lumia 525 and the 520. With respect to design, the Nokia Lumia 630 is a bit different with a flat matte finish back panel and tapering edges instead of the curved edges we found on the Nokia Lumia 525 as well as the 520. And the build quality is as usual top notch and feels like a premium phone. The back panel and the battery is removable, and you can insert the micro SD card and the SIM card by removing the battery and the back case. So with respect to design, there are two major changes. First is the lack of camera button. So you can see here there is no camera button, only the power button as well as the volume rocker keys. And second is that for the Windows Phone buttons, the back, home, and the search button have been moved on screen instead of the touch hardware buttons we found on the other devices. So this is again the first device to sport an on-screen buttons. At the back you have the 5 megapixel autofocus camera, but there is again no flash included in this device, very similar to what we have on the Lumia 525. On the front you don't have a front facing camera, and there are two things missing on this device, the two sensors, the ambient light sensor as well as the proximity sensor. These two are missing on this device. We'll talk about that later. Now coming on to the display, the device comes with the FWVGA display with 4.5 inch IPS plus LCD, and it comes with a clear black technology. There's also Gorilla Glass protection on the phone. Although the resolution is pretty much low, we can see that the Moto G has an HD display at almost the same price point, but the display is pretty decent, and you can see the reading angles are also good. The colors have come really good on this device. That's thanks to the Nokia's clear black technology, as well as its displays are really known for great readability. Now let's talk about the software and the performance of the device. So Lumia 630 comes with Windows Phone out of the box, and it's one of the first phone to run this OS. With Windows Phone 8.1, Microsoft has almost bridged the gap between Android and Windows Phone in terms of the features. So you have the support for notification center, then you have support for VPN, then you can customize the start screen with themes and backgrounds. There is also other apps like Storage Sense, Data Sense, Wi-Fi Sense. Apart from that, you also have now support for micro SD card, where you can install apps onto the micro SD card. So that's again a really good feature in the new OS. Apart from this, the new OS also has lots of performance improvements and lots of other features as well. So we have already done a video on the best features of Windows Phone 8.1, so you can check out that video to get an overview of the new features available on this device. Now performance has never been an issue on Windows Phone, and we have already seen that devices with even 512 MB RAM and the quad-core processor, the dual-core processors, the 520 and 525, never had an issue with the performance, and the same goes with the Lumia 630 as well. So you can see here the UI is pretty fluid and there is no lag whatsoever. The quad-core has really great the improvement in performance, and you can see that the benchmarks of this device when compared to the Lumia 525 is really improved, and there is hardly any lag in any area, and the gaming performance is also really great. Only issue is that there is only 512 MB of RAM in this device. So some games, a handful of games which needs 1 GB of RAM will not be available on this device. But most of the developers are now working on bringing these games to 512 MB RAM devices as well, and you can see that Temple Run has already been updated to support 512 MB RAM phone. So that is available on this device. This is again the first phone with the dual SIM support, and Microsoft has added option for managing the dual SIM. So we already covered on this. So you can see here this mobile plus SIM option, which allows you to manage the cards. There are two tiles on the start screen for the two SIM cards, and also there is you can also link them together, so that you can have you can decide on which SIM card to use when making the call. So that option is again available in this device. So managing the dual SIM card is really great on this device. You can see this is the link tiles option, so you can have you can link both the tiles into single one, and then decide on which SIM card to use while making the calls. So as we said before, this device did not come with two major sensors. One is ambient light sensor, which detects the light outside and changes the display brightness based on the light. So that is missing on this device. Second one is a proximity sensor, which is useful when you're making call and you place the phone near your ears, and it will switch off the display by automatically, so that there is no accidental clicks on the phone when making a call. But these two sensors are missing on this device. But instead of the proximity sensor, the Nokia has added a new technology for this display, and what it does is that when you're making a call, the upper part of the display detects any large object near it. Say for example, when you're placing near your ears, the upper part of the display detects that and then automatically turns off the display. So even this device, even though this device does not have an ambient, the proximity sensor, it still works really well. And there is another added sensor on this device, that's the motion sensor. So it's called a sensor co, and what it does is it will track your steps. So you can say the motion data, which can be turned on. So motion data collects your steps, and you can use third-party apps to interpret the data, and say for example, health and fitness app can take this data and see how much calories you have burned while walking or running or doing some exercise. So that's an added feature of this device. The call quality on the device was pretty good, and we didn't have any issues with the signal strength. The speaker is placed behind, and the volume of the speakers is pretty good. And even if you place the phone while listening to music, there isn't much difference in the volume, and it's pretty good speakers out there on the Nokia Lumia 630. And you can also you can get around 5 GB of internal storage from this device, although the capacity is 8 GB. Around 5 GB is user available, and you can also expand via micro SD card up to 128 GB. So that's added feature with Windows Phone 8.1, and you can also install apps directly onto the SD card, which is a really handy feature, because there are many games which you want to install, and these games have a huge footprint on your storage. So that can be transferred, or that can be directly installed on the SD card. So that's again a great aspect of this device. Now coming on to the camera, the Lumia 630 comes with a 5 megapixel autofocus camera, which does not have a flash included. There is also no front facing camera unit on this device, and very much similar to what we have on the Lumia 525, which we reviewed a few months back. Although most of the 5 megapixel camera units in this price range come with not so great performance, Lumia 630 stands out particularly due to the fact that it's a Nokia camera. Nokia cameras are known for their great quality. The photos taken outdoors were pretty good, and that we were impressed with the colors, and it would beat any other camera in this price range. The details and clarity of photos were really good. When taking photos inside, the equation altogether changes, since it does not have a flash. But having said that, the photos are again better than most of the cameras in this price range, which comes for around 10 to 11K. So the night photos have quite a lot of noise added, and even the low light photos weren't that great. But overall, if you take the price point, this camera really performs well. The 5 megapixel camera on this device is able to shoot videos in HD, and the samples are pretty decent. We have already uploaded a sample on our YouTube channel, so you can check out that video to see how the performance is. And Nokia has also added the Nokia camera on this device, so along with the Microsoft default camera app, so you can have a better control on your shots with this Nokia's camera. So you can see this we already have on the Lumia 1020 and the high-end phone, so that is again available on this device as well. Now coming on to the battery performance, the Lumia 630 comes with a 1830 mAh battery, which is removable, and although you might feel that the battery capacity on this device is a bit low when compared to other phones in this price range, and we would say that the battery is really good. We tested for 3G and gaming performance, and we would say that you definitely get a day of usage with this battery, even if you are average to a bit of high usage with this device. So the battery on this device is really good, and with the optimizations of Windows Phone 8.1, the battery is definitely sure to last for more than a day if you are an average user. So overall, Nokia Lumia 630 with Windows Phone 8.1 is a big improvement over the previous version of Windows Phone, and the device has great performance, superior build quality, dual SIM support, a decent camera, and a pretty decent display. Where the Nokia Lumia 630 disappoints is probably the lack of front-facing camera and a few missing sensors. The display resolution could have been better, or Nokia could have added a HD display, but that is missing on this device. Moreover, the device, the box packing does not have an earphone as well as the USB cable. We are sure this Nokia has done it for cost cutting, but again, these two are features missing on this device. So overall, we would say this is a really good phone in this price range. The dual SIM capabilities and ability to install the apps on the SD card. Then you have the Windows Phone 8.1 improvements, and coupled with a decent camera and display and a great build quality, Lumia 630 is a really good buy for this price range. If you are ready to spend a bit more, maybe you can pick the Moto G, which has a similar spec with an HD display. So that's all guys with the review of a Nokia Lumia 630. If you have any specific queries regarding this, drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube channel for more updates, and thanks for watching this video.